Welcome back to some professional Starcraft 2, the semi-finals of the Korean ESL Open Cup week 40, 39, something like that. Anyways, the best. These players in Korea and Korean, or at least vicariously so. First, let me introduce you to one of the top Zergs in the world. Not known for anything in particular, but known for being a solid player. It is SpeCial. From Kaizai Gaming. Kaizai? Kazi? I don't know. Kaizai. Why am I discussing? Moving on. And in the bottom right, we need to get the gif of him singing Barbie Girl. Just random thought for like a subscriber thing. It's amazing. Unrelated. It is, in the bottom right, TY's Spirit Avatar. Maybe two TYs. The man, the myth, the Dorito. It is Juanito. It's SpeCial. Representing Team Exxon Mexico, still in Korea, competing in GSL, and of course for TY's affections. For those who do not know, TY and SpeCial are BFFs. If you ever watch SpeCial stream or TY, you will occasionally find one or the other in the bed behind them on the webcam. Just, let's leave it at that without further context. So, semifinals, best of 5. I'd say both these players are known for similar things. Like, they can cheese, but they probably won't. They can play those timing attacks, but they probably won't. Solar and SpeCial both, we're gonna go 60, 70, 80 workers. We're gonna get a solid 150-ish supply army, and then we're going to start fighting. SpeCial relying a lot on multitasking, Solar on map control, and making sure he gets his tech in time. And we're starting off on Romanticide. Beautiful map, but with a few quirks. It's a little quirky, okay? Like, it likes to wear a hat, but one that doesn't block the sun. That's my definition of quirky. Anyways, there's mineral walls with only 10 minerals, so 2 trips or 1 for a mule. What can't a mule do? Attack? It's a pacifist. It attacks economically, which is even more dangerous. Anyways, there's mineral walls at the 3rd, and also to the rich Vespine base, which has 8 mineral patches, by the way. This is not the map with the double rich Vespine. That's Death Aura. Sometimes you'll get 6 mineral patches with the Vespine base. That's usually with gold bases as well. But this middle base, usually held by Terrans, can become a focal point of the later game, assuming we get there, and we don't do those silly cheeses that many players will attempt if they feel outmatched by their opponent. Because I'd put these guys right about the same level. They're both in the top 15 in the world. The fact I had to debate, I didn't say top 10, though you can make an argument, especially for Solar top 10, but definitely top 15. They're not going to be in every tournament finals, but you wouldn't be that surprised to see them there. 3rd CC. Wait, what is that? Oh, okay. Oh, TY's? Of course. TY's done this build before as well. Just starting out with double racks and Hellions. I wouldn't be surprised if this leads into a sort of Hellbat push. Kind of an awkward timing, maybe before main speed is able to complete, as Solar hasn't started his lair. Not that you usually would in a standard macro build, but this will allow SpeCial to put on some sort of pressure, maintain some sort of map control, while still being able to get his 3rd command center up. Stim on the way. Moving it over. Slapping a starport onto the reactor. Okay, it's only 4 Hellions, so maybe not the Hellbat play with it. Just enough to kind of poke and prod, deny creep, and deny the life of many Zerglings. Solar mining through the 3rd base. The Queens will box out. Brenda and her knitting crew sewing together a strong defense. Lair starts just under 5 minutes, so very economical play. it looks like we've got a nice, calm macro game. In fact, very macro game. No, not even any sort of early pressure from SpeCial. He is adding on the medevacs, and the medevacs almost certainly will be part of an attack, with Stim finishing as well, where Solar goes up to close to... He's going to go over 60 drones before really making units. He's got double Evo chamber on the way. So this leaves us with both sides capable economies, enough production to maintain a fight, but also to tech up at the same time. Like, we're not pulling the boys. Like, it doesn't end at this stage, but it could. I mean, if SpeCial has perfect marine micro, or Solar is able to find baneling connections without speed, then things tilt pretty intensely one way or the other. But what I think is these medevacs are going to be dangerous, but deflected. As SpeCial, just going to try to move in with the Hellions. Hellions, not having a great day. SpeCial will settle for clearing the creep. By the way, SpeCial also scouted the 4th with this. And that 4th base kind of defines the pace of the game. Infestation Pit already alongside the Hydralisk Den. Is this a lurker rush? Like a Hive Tech lurkers, that's their final form. Like, lurkers in the mid-game are good, but not great. Whereas the range and speed lurkers are almost impossible for all but overwhelming amounts of bio to deal with. You need tanks, you need liberators, things that you don't have too many of in the mid-game. I'm really interested to see where this infestation pit is going, because it's rare when you get an infestation pit this early. It doesn't even have 1-1 done. A scan, spots for the 4th, sees baneling speed is done, but 1-1 is not. +1 attack, finishing now for SpeCial. That tank on the high ground providing a lot of space control. SpeCial a little far forward with some, but Ling's at the back. The reinforcements caught. The depot was down, but there should be enough Marines to deal with it. Meanwhile, though, the banelings trickling forward off a creep, but able to find some connection. Solar beating this back for now, but the tank continues. It has 11 kills and counting. Essentially untouched thus far. Queens gunned down. Liberators on the way. The 4th base vulnerable. In the red and almost dead. Marines standing their ground. SpeCial takes a 25 supply lead. He's holding on. That one tank, the real MVP so far. The last round of banelings with the dying shot of the tank are taken out. And suddenly, we're looking at a 3-base versus 3-base. Which does not bode well. It's okay for a Zerg. It's not as bad as it was, say, in like Wings of Liberty, but if your army is essentially Ling Bane, you need Larva. Like, Larva's a limiting factor, even if the economy isn't so much. And there's no Hydras on the field. One thing to point out, SpeCial didn't go for an armory, but he's up 50 supply, so I don't know how much that's gonna matter. Yeah, a Lurker Den and Hive on the way. I think that's the trajectory Solar wanted to take originally, but you can't just skip the mid-game. SpeCial comes knocking on the door, and Solar kindly asks him to get off his lawn, but has nothing with which to back up that threat. You're not going to be down 50 supply. No amount. Well, I mean, there's already Liberators. SpeCial added them in. The actual group of Marines comes in, and surprise, surprise, good luck and good night, Solar. See you another day. This unit composition doesn't come back from that. SpeCial finishes it. We need to go back to the spawning pool, back to the drawing board. You can't skip lair tech. Solar just tried to jump over the mid-game into the later game, and SpeCial wasn't letting him have it. SpeCial's like, I will not jump for anyone. Nor could I. I've met him. He could jump a little. SpeCial with the... That was pretty textbook. I don't know what Solar was thinking. Like, I don't know why he decided just, I'm only going to build Lings and Banes and try to get to Hive. It's a small map as well. It's not particularly defensive. We'll see. Going in to game 2. Solar needs to remember that you have to build units in the mid-game. That was pretty one-sided. Solid execution from SpeCial, but you kind of expect that at this level. I think if he had leaned into the Hydras, he would have been fine. Like, he set himself up. Jimmy, to the game! Thank you. He set himself up, like, he took down the mineral wall at the 3rd. He set himself up for success. To be able to flank the tank, get Lings behind the Marines. I think part of it was he went for that Ling counterattack. That had, what, like 30 Lings? Those 30 Lings, if used to bludgeon the main attack, could have made the difference, potentially. But I understand, like, the thought process is, I can defend this, and I can get some counter damage. And if you can defend it, that's good. But Solar a little a little slow off the block here. And SpeCial just looks like he's all warmed up and good to go. Where are you going? Oh, he's looking for proxy racks. Classic. I mean, the mind games, the strategy, could come up with a lot more words, but for proxy racks is, like, for 10, goddamn, more than that, even throughout the Brood War, for a decade now, proxy racks have been varying levels of a threat. I think we found ourselves in a bit of a... It's kind of evened out. There were times, like, say, 2018, when Maru was speedrunning the GSL finals, where building a barracks in your base, one way or another, was considered to be the play of a weak Terran. And then, I think in early Wings of Liberty, it was just customary to float all your buildings to whatever gold base was conveniently placed on the map, and just not mine for a minute, but still somehow be ahead. I guess that would be considered proxy raxing as well. If you remember Game 7 of the finals, I just will take any opportunity to remind people of Game 7 between MVP and Squirtle on, I believe, Atlantis Shipyard. The longest map in the map pool in the history of StarCraft 2 up to that point. And then MVP... it's a wonder he was able to get out of the booth after, because the balls had to be so big to proxy rax after one of the most epic games of all time and barely win. But proxy rax has been that component for it. I can't remember a time when people were like, "Oh, he's proxy raxing." Doesn't he know that doesn't work anymore? That's just not a thing. But I digress, because SpeCial did not proxy rax. I just went on that tangent. It looks like SpeCial going for a slightly more aggressive opener. And by slightly, I mean it's still not very aggressive. He's getting a 3rd CC. He got his 2nd gas. He's not even mining fully out of it. I assume that's intentional, because it's likely to be just a Liberator. And then, this is about the least pressure, the highest return on investment. For the smallest investment, I guess. With a Liberator and some Hellions, you have a lot of potential. You have a counter for much of the potential early game pressure Zerg puts on. You have your 1-1-1, but at the same time, you're not spending too much on your infrastructure, not spending too much on units, so that way you can afford that 3rd command center. Yeah, this will force out spores, more queens, and as amazing and incredible and beautiful and just iconic as queens are, they're still not well known for their aggressive potential in the early game. Oh my god. SpeCial started concussive shells, which to me doesn't tell me, oh my god, it's a concussive shells play. It's telling Solar, oh my god, he's going stim. But he's not going stim. I have to assume this means he's going mech. But he's not getting his gases. Maybe he's just faking like he started his stim. I don't know what the purpose of that would be. Does he get his gases at the neck? Because if he doesn't do that soon, then I doubt it's mech. I'm very interested to see where SpeCial... Oh. I really thought I would have a manlier voice saying that.
It's mech time.
There you go. Let's use our crutches here. I don't... How much did Solar end up seeing? Did he... Oh, he saw the factory. He came back in with the OV. He was a little suspicious. That tech lab was a little sus. I agree. And comes back in. Scouts. Indeed. That's a factory. But wait! The Liberator! A classic play with the Liberator just flies into the most obvious location. Because everybody puts their Spore Crawler at the back because Liberators try to sneak around and liberate the mineral line, but no. Honestly, this is another one of those mind game metas. Where the meta right now is to just send your Liberator directly to the base, because no one's putting a Spore at the front of their hatchery. No one's doing it. Even if every single Terran started putting their Liberator right in front, like SpeCial just did. Nobody's putting a Spore there. So, that's the real mind game with it. And he found like 4 or 5 kills, right? 5 kills so far. And that's not insignificant when the worker counts are this close to even. The incomes are this close to even within the mule peaks here. You gotta look at the numbers. You gotta break out the numbers. Because...
The numbers don't lie! And they spell disaster for you!
But who is the question? Oh, Wings, get the wraparound, find one Hellion, looking for more. The knitting crew comes together. Are we dealing with mech, Brenda? Why do we have so many quick? Because they were for the early game! Sorry, I blacked out for a sec. Where were we? Wait, what? Whoa! 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 You can't do this. No, this is illegal. This isn't the Brood War. Okay. No. This is... What is this? He's all over the place! He's going mech into bio. He's marinating him! He's being marinated! Solar doesn't know the Zergling barbecue! 10 roaches on the way. I mean, SpeCial loves tanks. He probably uses tanks more than any other pro in more scenarios. But at the same time... So he's gonna go, like, this might not just be a mind game. I mean, it is a mind game. But this seems... He's gonna go mech into bio. Because against Roach Ravager, the mobility of bio combined with the stopping power of mech is a fearsome combination. And now you see, on the other side, is Solar kind of reeling. He has +1/+1 for roaches. Now he's getting melee attack. As both these players are jumping around the tech tree like particularly talented baboons right now. Baboons do... They climb trees, right? They're not just walking. I'm pretty sure they climb trees. That was the joke anyways. Just assume they do, in case they don't. But the scan spots a hive just starting. He doesn't know when it started. But that's important info to get a timer, a range of when that hive tech can kick in. Roaches with burrow move. I'm excited to see where this goes. This is all over the place right now. But it makes sense, too. It's not just like throwing stuff at a wall to see what sticks. In fact, this kind of feels like where the meta is going. I don't know, like, these players aren't redefining it, but it kind of feels like as StarCraft 2 gets more and more figured out, plays like this are going to become more and more common. Where it's like, you have to be able to play multiple compositions in a single game and know when is the best time, if and when, to switch between them. And both players have done that this game. SpeCial with the mech into bio, whereas Solar going from Roach Ravager and adding in Morlings and Banes to balance it out against the bio units and combat that mobility. So while almost nothing, like relatively small amounts of units have died, 2,000, 2,200, both these players are mining well over that amount in a single minute. Okay. Wow. Wow, that's a lot of tanks. He's got 11 tanks with +1. No 2-2 on the way for the bio. Remember, he got it a little later. The bow move roaches! But he's got a turret! He must have spotted it. Either he spotted it upgrading. There's some Burrow Banes out there, but, like, remember that one time Scarlet actually hit Burrow Banelings and it mattered? But the burrowed roaches were spotted. He tried to shark. Shh, 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 shh. Everyone shut up. It's about to happen. Oh my god. You see, the reason why most people don't use Burrowed Banes is because the amount of attention they draw. Both for the Zerg and for the spectators, obviously. But mostly because you're so desperate to actually get a good hit. Technically, you can set them to auto-unburrow. But if you auto-unburrow when that first Hellbat comes into range, they'll just hit the Hellbat, making them even more useless than regular Banes. So you do have to actually manually micro them for them to even pretend to be cost-effective. That tank got a little ambitious here. A whole lot of Roachling Bane Ravagers as well. Both sides maxed out. Adrenal Glands nearly complete. That huge attack speed upgrade. Meanwhile, SpeCial sitting on 1-1. The basic upgrades are pretty low, but the actual tech upgrades, the unit upgrades directly, are impressive. A full Energy Viper. Ghost Academy was dropped as soon as he spotted it. SpeCial countering directly what he sees. Solar with a full flank. Does he have anything from the back? Nothing from the back. The tank line is beautifully spread. I can't believe it's not butter. The blinding clouds knocking out the first round. But how much can he break through? 1, 2, 3 tanks. But he's out of lings and he has to back off. SpeCial, his Marines hold the ground. He loses some tanks. Another round of Banes. More coming into the fray. 3 Ultras on the way. And in this relatively low supply situation, Ultras can make all the difference. Just forcing micro out of SpeCial is important. There's not that many Marauders mixed in. The tanks will move forward, but he cleared out several of them. He still has that Viper intact. Solar is holding on. He's got 84 drones. He's got 5 bases technically, though one of them is in a tenuous position right now. +2/+2 finishes for SpeCial. He spots more drones being transferred. Ultras are out! Daddy's home! Anabolic synthesis. More like Ultralisk speed. The Usain Boltulus on the way, chopping through the tanks. The damage is not there. The tanks are shelling. But just like that cinematic, it looks like the Terrans are in full retreat. The Banelings unburrow. The Ultras roll through. And the Terrans will be driven back. Solar with the clutch Ultralisk. He whittled down the tank count. He traded that supply for the tanks. And then, as SpeCial continued to hold a tenuous position, he brought in the knockout. SpeCial's not out of this. Remember, SpeCial had a Ghost Academy. He's got 3 factories with which to build tanks. There's a critical mass of tanks you need. At some point, if you're able to actually just target down the Ultras with probably around 10 tanks, I would say. 10 tanks with +2 attack seem like the number to 2-shot Ultras. Let's not do too much more math than that, but it seems like a solid number that Ultras can engage into without some help. Oh, hello. Yeah, those Marines getting very stressed there for a second. A single Liberator. Does he have advanced ballistics? He does not. But the entire army is dragged back, though there's no way for it to reliably hit the Liberator. Enhanced shockwaves on the way. Ghosts against Vipers. Don't hit the keyboard. We're getting all the tech out. We've got consistent and solid mech production between tanks and liberators. We got 3-3. Everybody's filling in their upgrades, because remember how this started with the low tech. The income has mostly gone to solar for a while, but SpeCial's been putting on a little more pressure. So, I think SpeCial is partially trading out units here. If he just builds a bunch more Marines and Marauders, that's going to disprove my point. Knocks down one Liberator. Couple parasitic bombs. I mean, Solar's Viper management thus far has been very solid. He has... I don't think he's lost any. Yeah, he's held on to him. Like, a lot of players will just mash that F2 button and suddenly the Vipers are gone, and you can't explain that. But Solar is making them worth that significant Vespene gas investment. Main links find a connection. Is there a backline to retreat to? There's tanks on the high ground, but the low ground has SCVs. By the way, good night, goodbye. Knocked out the planetary. I don't know what hit it, but it's gone now. Everyone was looking to the south, but meanwhile, the planetary just got blown up. I assume a bunch of mains and maybe an ultra or two. Solar. Now, SpeCial has the army. Did he not notice the lings burrowing? Did Solar? As SpeCial's army moves out, the Ling should unburrow. Do it, Solar, please! Oh, the tanks siege up, but it is such an awkward... caught between a rock and a hard place. Oh, an asphyxiating choke point. I'm not sure. SpeCial's supply is down, but that can't have been good. Everything on Solar's side of the rocks died. Essentially. That includes Solar's units. SpeCial may have reached a little far there. Parasitic bomb on the medevac. SpeCial trying to micro them away, but that means the bio army isn't being microed as well as it could be. The medevac struggling. The tanks holding the line. Solar breaking through. And just as it looks like SpeCial might be able to break this army, look at the production tab. 5 ultras finished, and we'll never get to see them, as GG is called, and Solar is able to take the better end of that. And exciting. The tech swerves there, filling out the tree. A little rare to see that, though it's becoming more and more common. Solar comes out on top with, like, if you let him get to the hive tech, and SpeCial didn't let him get to the hive tech in game 1. That looked pretty scary to beat. The Viper control. Subtle, but effective. Hurry up, Jimmy! What do you mean there was a patch? I thought they weren't doing patches. Oh, you mean that was just for new stuff, not for... Okay. So people are dumb. Ah, yeah, okay. Death! Or, I'm sorry. Let me try that again.
Death aura.
One-to-one. Solar definitely showing his strength there. Oh my god. Okay. I thought the angle was off for a sec. It's rude to stare. But stare we will. Going for the 16 hatch. And he's really diligent about scouting for the racks. Like, I can't blame him. You know the best time, according to professionals, the best time to proxy racks is at the start of a series. Right out if you win the first game, if you lose the first game, if it's tied, and then also the last game or match point. Those are the best times for proxy racks. So, Solar taking that into account. His overlords are also scouting for proxy racks, by the way. These are scout patterns, because overlords not the most nimble creatures. They have to be very deliberate in their actions. He also looked over to this side as well, seeing if anything's down on the left. So he's going to be a little later in getting to the other side of the map. But essentially he's saying, as long as nothing's on my side, we're good. We're good. Great series thus far, though. Like, both players, I think, are playing near the best I've seen them. Even game one, like, Solar made a stylistic choice. He took a gamble, and sometimes, when you gamble, you lose. Will the Reaper kill a Ling? Oh my god, he's going for a drone! Oh my god, is that Clem? Oh! Oh, it's okay, well... It's time. Solar. Let's go. Let's move on. No, he's not gonna get the creep tumor. Can't believe he got a drone. That's so tilting for Solar. Like, it's not the end of the world, but as a Zerg player, I'm a 1/3 Zerg. Myself. And that is, as the Terran, the Terran, like, essentially, every single Terran player, as soon as they get the drone, this is what happens. This is what happens. That is, and it's kind of a self-fulfilling thing, because the Zerg player gets a little tilted, and then they know the Terran likes that they got a little tilted, and then they know the Terran's making this face, and so that tilts the Zerg even more. It's terrible. Okay, it's terrible. Same goes like if you actually lose the Reaper or something, or you don't quite get the creep tumor, like for the Terran, like they tried at that micro, but they failed. Brenda, where are you going? I just want to keep the Reaper from healing. You don't heal as fast. What do you mean I don't heal as fast? It takes extra. Give me a Red Bull. We're sponsored by Monster? Oh, okay. Nobody told me. Third Command Center. SpeCial. The macro man with the macro plans. Macro-ronian. No cheese. This series. He finds himself, once again, poking around with some Hellions. He has a Raven this time, mixing it up. Raven, the Swiss Army knife of Terran. What can't it do? Oh no. Oh wow. Okay, well. So, at first I thought the Hellions were going to get terrible, terrible damage, but the harem of queens here is making things a little more difficult. The Ling control to not so much kill the Hellions, but delay them was super important. And somehow, is there enough energy? There's enough energy for another turret, so you could get a few more kills. That, like, 8 Hellions? 8 Hellions? Oh my god. 8 Hellions for 4 drones? And, wait, they didn't even kill all the drones. Like, the Reaper killed 1. The auto turret killed at least, well, 3, it looks like. Oh, what the? Oh, no bueno. He lost a Raven. Okay, well, never mind. That is... Wow, okay, this is really bad. Losing all of the Hellions for a single-digit number of drones, plus losing the Raven for also a single-digit number of drones. And he didn't delay mining time. Like, some of the strength of having Hellions is just having the Hellions exist. It sounds kind of dumb, but when Hellions exist, you can't just be anywhere you want with your Zerglings. You gotta keep it at home, you gotta play more defensive, you gotta be careful because the Hellions might run by. But when the Hellions die, they're removed. That piece is off the board. And while it wasn't a big threat before, once it's off the board, you don't even have to consider it at all. So now Solar has 69 drones. He says this is a nice time to macro. And he is goddamn right. 70 drones without even looking. That's what happens. When the Hellions go down, you can kind of just macro up to full mid-game. And now that means SpeCial. Go! 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 He boosted. Hurry up and wait. The Marine life. Oh my god. Okay, he's like, I got a slingshot around the speed zone to get 250%. That's not how it works. Be kind of cool if it did, but... And then we'll use the gravity of the speed zone to strike directly into the heart of the swarm. Solar. The creep tumor didn't even die. This is, while SpeCial's a little ahead on supply, just the way this game is going is looking very rough. Oh my god. No. Oh, okay. Like, he can build the units, but the way they're being used is just not... It's not good. It's not good. It's just not good. Brenda! We're almost there! Get this drone out of the way! Shut up, Julia! Who invited you? What do you mean you just got home? Oh my god. It's been 4 years! Solar is supply block. SpeCial has a plan, and his plan is to make like 15 Marines at a time. He's got 8 racks. He's got a whole lot of Marines. So if the banelings hit, whatever, he'll make more Marines. He had a couple tanks in the back, but these 8 racks, the Octo Marine, the Octo Rex. That sounds way cooler. The Octo Rex build from SpeCial. Before 9 minutes. Almost before. I feel like if he hadn't been quite as cost ineffective and lost as much as he has, he could have maxed out before 9 minutes with the Octo Rex. Oh, but that's so many Marines. Like, I've been saying SpeCial, his micro has not been top notch, but his macro. Oh, Brenda! Ah! Toss me those monsters! See, I remembered! 2-2 is about to finish for Solar, but before this fight, the upgrades are even, and that's a key point. And that means this concave pretty devastating alongside the tank shot. SpeCial lost a lot. The Marine drop at the back shut down. Not even looked at by either side. Solar just had everything he needed there. 2-2's done, and that means these Lings and Banes on creep are a significantly greater threat. Solar macroing. I mean, yes, but... working his way around, going for the flanks. He's down in army supply. He's got way more income, but he's trying to bring it to bear, and he's struggling. SpeCial, splitting, stimming, tanks exposed. Queens at the back. Queens the only real survivors. They're going to have to try a little harder. 1 gun down. SpeCial continues pumping the Marines out. 2-2's about to finish, and this is going to even things up. Solar once again got a super quick hive out. He's got an Ultralisk Cavern and adrenal glands on the way. The medevacs are out of energy and nearly out of life. But Solar can't put enough Lings and Banes on the table. The target fire is there. The stutter step is there. The Marines are there, and the Queens now are not. And Solar is driven off his 4th to his other 4th, but can he stabilize? SpeCial does not stop. The parade keeps on coming. That blue flood across the map. He's making double-digit Marines at a time. 3-3 has already started. SpeCial is in the zone. The macro zone. He's building Ultra. You don't want to rely... Ultras are not really a comeback unit. They're, if the game is even or you're slightly ahead, they're great for solidifying your lead. But they're not a, oh, I hope these Ultras can save me. It just usually doesn't pan out like that. Because if the Terran can focus on microing against them, they become mediocre lisks. SpeCial just sending Marines in. If he trades 1 Marine for every Bane, he comes out and only causes Solar pain. And even though he brings the Marines through the middle lane, it doesn't matter to the Bane. SpeCial backs off. I think he spotted the Ultras. So, yeah, based on the Liberator production and the backing off this position, it appears that he's taken the Ultras into account. Ultraling Bane. We got Ultra Speed on the way now. Solar has stabilized. He still has 80 drones, by the way. Let's not just because... One place we need it, creep. SpeCial is nasty with these tank positions. They're just wedged up in there between a rich Vespene geyser and a cliff. He splits off a few links. They should be able to deal with it. This actually is a very dangerous army for only Marines. Especially before 3-3 is... Oh no! Oh my god! Oh no! Devastation! It's a disaster for SpeCial. That was a critical amount of units. Though awkwardly now, there's no counter to the Liberators, because there's 5 Queens... okay, the Venn diagram of freedom. Denying mining. They're gonna cover each other's backs like a James Bond movie. Well, James Bond isn't what... I don't know. Like... a movie that... 2 brothers. Okay. Liberators. But they also anti-air. 2 brothers. They hate queens. Liberation. Not a monarchy. Not a matriarchy. Where are the medevacs going? Oh my god. What's happening? Everybody just stumbling into another fight here. SpeCial realized, wait a second, there are no units here. And the queens are backed into a corner. And now the 2 brothers. Oh my god, the queens are... Oh, Jesus. Oh. The queens tripping over each other. 2 sisters definitely struggling more. What a mess. SpeCial with way more supply, but that was a whole deal. Spots another base on the way. Solar should be able to stabilize here. The Corruptors come out. Is there a Greater Spire? No, just having the Corruptors puts a timer on any attack. Marines are perfectly fine against Corruptors, but they take a while to kill. That means any Liberators or Medevacs in a fight that the Ultras can win, the Medevacs will certainly lose. But SpeCial still has more army supply to lean on. He's been at an income deficit for a while, but he's made up for that with his manly presence and his Marines, Marauders, Mines, Medevacs, and other things that start with M, like lack of micro. Oh my god. That red blood is not just Zerg. And why do Zergs bleed red? Who knows? I guess that's why they thrive on planets that have the same atmospheric compositions as humans. Weirdly, actually, kind of a thing. Anyways, what the brothers have split, but for the greater good. Wow! Whoa! 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 Okay, so this game is a roller coaster. So SpeCial just got crushed in that fight, but Liberators just killed 23 drones. The entire economic lead is gone, wiped out. In 20 seconds. The supply is right back in favor of SpeCial by over 30. He's got the upgrades done. Solar does not. A double drop heading to the back. Solar gonna try to engage head on. Brings a few to eat the Whittle Mines. There's enough Marauders mixed in with the tanks in a good spot, and suddenly Solar's starting to crumble. The drop in the back should be whittled down. The Bio Army going for the hatch decides better of it. The Ultras doing their best, but their best not looking good enough. The Medevac's finally taken out. Solar's going to be getting his 3-3 upgrades. The worker counts are even. Solar playing like a true Zerg, continually expanding. I guess he didn't lose these locations. The Liberators just made them temporarily abandoned. Bio Army just heading over to the right side while SpeCial hits to the left. Swinging with both arms right now. This one should be shut down by the Ultras and the Lings. The army on the left doesn't really have a great... There's not enough medevacs to doom drop the main reliably because they have one medevac of HP between them. But who's flanking who? In the speed zone. But the Banes now! Oh my god! The Pits are in the speed zone. They close the distance in the jaws of the Ultras and the acid of the Banes. And the Blinding Cloud is... I mean, that's something you can do. Suddenly Solar's here with even upgrades, and now he's winning. And it's over. Wow. Okay. Up and down and up and down and all around, and then it ends. Solar goes up 2-1. SpeCial with definitely sloppier micro than we're used to seeing from him. Even a step down from the first couple games, and that hurt him a lot. Like, I think the Octorax build was really cool, and if he got off to a little stronger start, and, I mean, just with a more solid execution, it would have been better, obviously, but if you're gonna go for Mass Marine, you gotta be on point with the micro, and he just wasn't there 100% of the time. But there's a reason we play best of fives at this level and this deep in the tournaments, and there's a reason why we have more matches. And it's because of that best of five, because if we crunch the numbers as we load the game, and what is that? Oh, we got to take a quick advertising break. It's match point. We got to get those ads in. You know how it is. Got to pause ad block. That'd be awesome. I will be right back. Thank you for watching. Hey everybody, I'm Winter, and I'm here to talk to you about Prime Gaming. Have you heard of Prime Gaming? Why is it so loud? Holy shit! Oh my god! Ah! Subscribe. If you guys subscribe with Prime Gaming, all your dreams will come true. And also, if you like and subscribe on YouTube, the same is true. No one can make the decision but you. No matter whether SpeCial picks red or if he picks blue, the actual end of the day is good games for me and good games for you. Thank you. Good night. Thank you guys for sticking around. And back to the ESL Open Cup Semifinals 39, Korean edition, where Juanito is down 2-1. Solar just overrunning him, I think, is the only way to describe it. Is it Proxy Rex? Oh. Now would be the time for the Proxy Rex. But no. Not this time. Great series, though. The first game... no, not the first game. The second game was one of the most cerebral that I've seen in quite a while. Between the tech swerves and then game that okay, come on, you got this. You can do it. You've done this literally thousands of times. And then that last match was a lot more... It was more typical in terms of, like, Terran versus Zerg on either side, between Solar getting too greedy and almost getting slaughtered for it, and then SpeCial slipping at some points, but just a sheer macro match. Game 1 was just Solar getting ridiculously greedy and definitely getting caught for it, with SpeCial strong execution. And this sometimes happens in longer series. Remember, these guys have been playing now for over an hour of game time on top of the whole tournament. All these, the ESL Open Cups every Monday night. This Monday night. And the next one. And the next one. And for 100 after that. 100 and something else. I don't know exactly the number. But at the end of the day.
The numbers don't lie. And they spell disaster for you.
I'm sorry. I lost my entire train of thought. It just got choke slammed by something, and it's gone. But oh yeah, they've been playing for quite a while, which does mean sometimes you get tired. Believe it or not, these players are human. And you'll see that in that. He lost his first Overlord. Now, SpeCial didn't go for a Reaper, right? He went for Marine. So the entire intent is to catch at least one of those Overlords. Still unfortunate. And that's part of the reason there's these pervert pillars outside the third bases. Is for alternative Overlord or Observer, whatever locations on top of being a terrain block. But in these longer one-day tournaments, like to play through an ESL Open Cup, usually there's at least a 128 player bracket. So that means you got 2-3 hours. You got 2-3 hours to even get to the semifinals. And then you're playing against one of the best players in the world, both sides, in the semifinals. And then you have the finals after that, which is also best of 5. So it's a lot of StarCraft at a very high level. SpeCial decides to go back to that more early game style. That's an armory. Those are Hellions. This is a Hellbat attack. Will Hellbat Man save SpeCial? Or will Brenda's knitting crew be able to keep things together? The Banling Nest is nearly done. I don't know if he smelled the Hellbats. But can you smell propane or propane accessories? Well, yes, actually, but will there be enough Banes? The Banling Nest being done is huge right now. Oh, no, 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 no. The gamble from SpeCial, but all the Banes finish. Oh, no. That's about as bad as it could have got. Like, the Hellbats mostly live. He's trying to get tiny points of healing. He didn't, and it's fair. Like, usually the Baneling Nest isn't done that quickly. So he's assuming, like, the Banelings just started. No. Oh, that's really bad for SpeCial. Just a little unlucky there. One more flame. And these... Imagine if the Hellbats had one more Baneling of HP in that scenario. Just, like, instead of being in the red, they were in the orange. They're already on the threshold. They were so close to just breaking through. It's on the edge of one Bane there, I think. That's how close it was. But now... they're trying to find damage. Now, behind this, Liberator gonna How many kills? He got 3 worker kills thus far. The Hellions come in. There aren't that many Lings out here. Hellbats will burn through them, including... SpeCial just kind of decides. Wow. You know what? I'm gonna call it. Like, that's a little early from me. I gotta say. That's a tilt right there. Last game, he definitely was struggling, and that's a tilt. That was an early GG. At this point, SpeCial, he's got, like, I believe he just started his 3rd CC. He's down 3 workers. He still has Hellbats. He lost the Liberator, and then he's like, well... yeah, this is not nearly a game-ending proposition. SpeCial tapping out there is... I gotta... Like, this is not... This is maybe like 60% to 65% solar advantage here. It is by no means... It's not good for SpeCial, but it's not game-ending at all. That, in my book, is... If it's, like... Depending on the context, like a ladder game, if it's like 80% your opponent, I don't mind. But even for a ladder game, like that doesn't even meet the ladder point threshold. And this was the semifinal, so I guess SpeCial was just not feeling it. But that is unfortunate. An unfortunate ending to an exciting series. You can tell he wasn't feeling particularly ecstatic about how the game was going. But what do you think? Was it early? Was it justified? Overall, though, let's go back to that game too. One of the most exciting games I've seen in quite a while. Either way, thank you to ESL for putting on these cups. They've been great and will be great. Sign up, information in the link below. Jimmy will have it, I'm sure. Failed a little by the ending. Congratulations, Solar. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. Check out these incredible actually click on them. Don't let autoplay go. Wake up, sheeple. You can, or even you can search for them, but I'm not going to get to it. So, thank you for watching. Good luck. Have fun. That's the ending part, right? That's what we say at the end? Yeah, that's it.